to yes on what you're looking for.
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked?
I do think that works, Carla Fleming. How about you?
I think that worked, Bella.
I think that worked. We are exploring. There's always a reverb at the very beginning of every show. I don't know why, but it never fails every beginning after that, after the video plays. But we're here talking about the superpower of influence because Plato said, play a game with me for an hour and we will learn more about each other than if we spoke for a year. So we're going to play a little game, get to know each other through the superpower of influence. And first up, coming from Erie, Pennsylvania, host to top-rated podcasts in medicine and alternative health with listeners around the globe, founder of an organization with transformational, proven approaches to address thyroid dysfunctions and support people in returning to full health. Creator of a supplement line with a revolutionary proprietary supplements that are changing the lives of many people. Let's welcome to the show, Dr. Amy, the Thyroid Fixer.
Hi, Bella. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And how do you prefer we refer to you? Is it Dr. Amy, Dr. Hornado?
Dr. Amy is fine. Dr. Amy is fine. Yep.
Dr. Amy. And Dr. Amy, we kick this show off with a fun fact. That fun fact is like a headline fun fact. Could be something you're proud of, something cool you've done, some tigers you fought with, or something like that. But we like to keep it a headline fun fact, Dr. Amy. And so, Dr. Amy, what is your headline fun fact?
Well, it's not tigers, but more like white-tailed deer. So one of the reasons I moved to Iowa, or we moved to Iowa, is that my husband got me into archery and gun hunting of whitetails. And yeah, growing up in Pennsylvania, never did that. He got me into it. And so I just started hunting about 4 years ago, and I have shot and killed the biggest buck on the farm. So that goes up against his 40 years of hunting experience. So
nice.
I got the biggest buck.
You got the biggest buck. I'm hearing don't mess with Dr. Amy because she can take it down. Dr. Amy, welcome to the show. And are you ready to have some fun?
Absolutely.
All right. No buck is getting in Amy's way. Next up, of course, from Erie, Pennsylvania, outspoken, fiercely independent person since childhood, an incredible survivor of a rare disease, the quality assurance specialist at a nonprofit helping people with mental and physical disabilities in life and live as independently as possible. Speaker recently before the Congress also about her story for 500 neurologists looking to inspire and help others along the way. Let's welcome to the show, Paula Bruna Unler.
Thank you, Bella.
Paula, welcome. I imagine you have a fierce fun fact for us today. And what is your headline fun fact, Paula?
Well, I have a few, but when I was a child, I guess you'd say, from 1977 to 1981, I was a competitive baton twirler. And in those 4 years, I managed to win about 400 trophies for my twirling. And
whoa.
My husband's still trying to figure out what to do with them. They're all in the basement of our house, and he doesn't know what to do with them.
400 trophies for baton twirling. That's a lot of baton twirling.
It was a lot of baton twirling, and I was also a semifinalist in the Miss Erie County pageant that we had in 1987.
Wow, congratulations on that. And Paula, did anyone ever lose an eye with twirl twirling, or you?
No, but I split my lip open from side to side. I got hit in the mouth with a baton and got split my lip open at camp. The first day of baton camp, I was there for a week, but I stayed. They called my mother, and my mother wanted to know if I wanted to go home. I said, nope, I'm here. I'm good.
Courageous, fierce, and a warrior, Paula. That's what I'm hearing. And are you ready to have some fun?
I am.
All right, let's do it. Next up from Orinda, California, premier financial freedom mentor for women entrepreneurs and the go-to expert for some of the biggest names in the conscious business industry, award-winning international speaker, author, trainer, teaching for over 20 years, creator of the world's first cryptocurrency designed to support financial freedom for women entrepreneurs, supporting women entrepreneurs to become financially free. Let's welcome to the show, Penelope Jane Smith.
Thank you. So, headline about me is I took $10,000 of my own money, turned that into over $6 million in real estate in just 4 years, and then lost it all and went bankrupt and lost my own home. So part of what I do with women is helping them avoid some of the painful mistakes that I've made so they don't have to rebuild twice like I have.
Well, they say, turning your pain into purpose, Penelope, and, definitely sorry for all of your losses. Nobody wants to go through all of that, but it sounds like you are resilient, courageous, inspirational, and turning that into not only an inspirational story of your own, but impacting others as well. So thank you for that. And are you ready to have some fun?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she's like, I'm born ready. Are you kidding me? That's what I just heard. From Los Angeles, California, spiritual luminary, international recognized spiritual medium, empowered coach, podcast host, a manifestor author, runs live stream courses and workshops that blends mediumship, healing, and personal development. Podcast host exploring spiritual topics with special guests and creators of a popular daily Positively email. Let's welcome to the show, Lori Albert. And Carla, if Sean were here, you know what do you know what his line would be? Do you remember?
Oh gosh, remind me, Bella.
He would say, Bella, these are your people.
Yes, he would.
Yes, he would say, Bella, these are your people. Yes, definitely my people. And Lori, welcome, phenomenal background and achievements. And, hopefully not reading any minds right now. But Lori, how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence? I mean, how was your time? What's your fun fact?
Thank you.
I'm gonna ask that question later, so just say that
By
for
the
later.
way, I don't read minds, so yeah, it doesn't quite work like that.
Oh, that's true.
Just
Medium
saying.
is like you talk to people on the other side, right?
Yes.
Okay. I have a fun story about that, but I'll save it. And so, Lori, how about your fun fact? Like maybe the coolest person you talk to on the other side or anything you want to share?
Oh, I have a lot of those, but I think for this audience, you guys are all from like around the Erie area. My dear friend Amanda Post and she is a newscaster for WICU. Is that the name of the station? WICU. She and I traveled together. Let's just say many years ago. I won't say how many years ago. And we used to sing together, and we traveled the country singing at various places, but we went to a lot of veterans hospitals and we sang for the veterans. So that's my little fun fact. So Amanda Post is an extraordinary human. So yeah.
Well, as a daughter of a veteran, Lori, thank you for your service to the veterans and supporting them and what you have done for them. And thank you so much. And are you ready to have some fun?
Yes, absolutely.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Next up from, this is going to be really hard to guess, but if you tried really hard, you ladies might all get it. But from Erie, Pennsylvania, former server and trivia game host at a local tavern, learning from owners the great skill set of customer service and how to run a top-notch small business, won a multitude of community awards, creating a radio show, interviewing business clients and advancing forward, opening a beer and restaurant business with her husband, and serves community nonprofits. Let's welcome to the show, Alice DeGeorge.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Welcome, Alice. And Alice, do you have a famous, your favorite beer at your tavern?
Well, I'm living in Lagerland right now. Earlier this year was more into the IPAs, but we have 17 Bay beer cooler and 12 beers on tap. So there's always ever-changing favorites. Right now it's Oktoberfest time, so it's a good time of year. Or beer, as we say.
There you go. And Alice, what is your fun fact today?
My fun fact is for my graduation present from my family when I graduated high school was a skydiving excursion. And I liked it so much, I did it 3 more times. So I've been skydiving 4 times.
Been skydiving 4 times. Alice is adventurous and courageous. That's what I'm hearing. Do I have that correct, Alice?
Yeah, I have that sometimes.
Going on an adventure. Well, welcome to the Heart of Influence. And next up from Erie, Pennsylvania, MS Professional Leadership and Organizational Development, a retired industrial engineer, CEO, founder, helping women live their best lives purposely, a vision board guru, creator, author of 2 anthology Amazon bestsellers, and a transformational coach. Let's welcome to the show, Linda Saseski. Linda, welcome. I think I got the last name correct. And welcome. Awesome. And your fun fact.
My fun tip is I really made it fun. I had won a Halloween contest, costume contest, 30 years ago, but it was at the Holiday House. My Greensburg friend may know about that. And we won tickets, limo and air to New York City and tickets to the Steeler Giant game and money to spend. So that was fun.
That is super fun. And Linda, what were you dressed up as?
I knew you were going to ask. It is so hard to. I would work a year on these things. From my knees, we had a belt, and I had a little tuxedo on with the knees there, and it was a mummer like. And then I soft sculpted the arms, and I had to pin them to my elbows, so I'm like this inside of this thing. And I made a big 3-constructed cake and decorated it, and had a light up bride and groom at the top. And I had the little guy wobbling in because he was going to drop the wedding cake.
So you were a wedding cake. That is a fun idea, Linda. Awesome. I bet you made a fantastic wedding cake. And thank you so much for being here. Are you ready to have some fun?
Yes.
Let's do it. From Erie, Pennsylvania, in the field for almost 20 years, a nutritional therapist runs a chiropractic clinic with her husband, a wrestling coach, a mom of 4 daughters, all wrestling, 2 of which are nationally ranked, virtually or in person, always looking to understand clients at the core, and holistically provides an opportunity to receive all care and access to the best possible outcomes and results. Let's welcome to the show, Lorraine Zachary. Lorraine, hello. Welcome to the Heart of Influence with Carla and friends. And what is your fun fact?
My fun fact would be that I used to love to rock climb. And so I have rock climbed from a boat all over Borneo, Thailand, and lots of Asia.
Oh, an adventurer also. Lorraine, rock climbing. In a previous life. Well, this is not as strenuous as rock climbing, but could be as adventurous depending upon how you look at it. And are you ready to have some fun not rock climbing today?
Sounds great.
Awesome. And let's go. The woman that brought us all together today, of course, from Erie, Pennsylvania, company mindset and business coach, formerly ranked #1 by Inc. 500, published author and speaker, 3-time world record holder, recruiting the largest team in the world of first-time belly dancers at an annual charity event, raising funds for domestic abuse shelters, 40 under 40 entrepreneur and composer, receiving the runner-up International Song of the Year award for one of her original love songs. We're going to have you sing that for us one day, Carla. But let's welcome to her show, Miss Carla Fleming. Carla, I think I want to hear this love song someday. Maybe not today, but what is your fun fact for us today?
Oh, thank you, Bella. You know how much I love love and love songs and all of it. So absolutely, we can have a love fest. My fun fact, I am the proud auntie of 36 nieces and nephews. And y'all are so adventurous on this show, but I would just say my nieces and nephews, they are my adventures.
I bet that is an adventure. And like, do all of them get together? So we got the holidays coming up. So like, what does Thanksgiving look like? I imagine like you've got to like rent out a whole hall to have all those nieces and nephews in one place.
It is. It's a big occasion each holiday, and always just so blessed to see all of them and watch them grow. It's amazing.
That is awesome. 36 nieces and nephews. And I feel like on this show alone, how many new nieces and nephews have you had just this year? Because I feel like every like 4th show with Carla, it's like, oh, guess what? I'm having another niece and nephew.
This is so true. Your math is probably about right, Bella. It's been kind of an expansion all of a sudden. So pretty fun.
That is awesome. Well, Carla, thank you. And shall we do the things?
Let's do the things, Bella.
Awesome. So I will introduce myself as the co-host. Usually my co-host will introduce me. But I, before coming on to Unblinded, I started selling crafts on my front lawn as an 8-year-old and took that skill set. And it was a very good business model because my parents would take me to Michael's and they would buy all my supplies. And then I would sit on the front lawn and make the crafts and get to keep all the cash. So it was a really great business model. Not quite how things work today. But took that skill set into a network marketing at 18 years old, became the became a top income earner with that network marketing company before the FTC shut them down, which is not an easy feat. And then I went into business brokerage in Las Vegas, and I was the #1 business broker in the state of Nevada for 3 years, the youngest woman and first woman to ever do so, taking that, leading trainings for most of the hotel casino chains and conglomerates in Las Vegas, and then took that skill set, became a multi entrepreneur, have started several businesses since then. And in fact, in 2019, every single company that I worked with doubled their sales. I'm a skier, surfer, scuba diver, and an adventurer myself. So that is a little bit about me. And I'm going to go with the fun fact. I was going to go with the fun fact that I have rock climbed blindfolded. But I think I'm going to go with the fun fact is when my dog of 20 years passed away, the first thing I did was call a pet medium because I wanted to know how she was doing on the other side. And she affirmatively let me know that first of all, she did not identify as a dog. She identified as my baby. And secondly, all the good things that happened in my life were because of her, that she brought them, and anything that was happening in my life post her was still her working from the other side. So that's what the pet medium told me. And that is my fun fact for today. So Lori, I appreciate your skill set in the world. It definitely brought me a lot of comfort once she made that transition after 20 years. So thank you for that. And Carla, who shall we get started with?
Oh, love that, Bella. And let's go, Dr. Amy.
Dr. Amy. Okay, so what we're doing here, we've had a little bit of fun. Now it's time to get serious because we're going to play a game of influence. And so what that looks like, Dr. Amy, is Carla will be anyone that you want her to be, a yes that you are seeking in the world. It could be for an invitation for someone in your podcast. It could be someone that you're trying to convince to take your thyroid advice, or a book publisher, philanthropic partner, any yes that you are seeking in the world. It doesn't have to be like Wolf of Wall Street meets Boiler Room, like you're here for a hard close. It could just be for a longer meeting. And so, Dr. Amy, who would you like Carla to be?
So are we doing like a wish list thing, like craziness, or are we staying kind of within the realm of I don't know, day-to-day life in our business?
You can, well, first of all, I hear that doesn't excite you as much, but you can do anything that you want. Because I'm usually in the role player seat. I've been anywhere from an ideal client to Oprah Winfrey to Kamala Harris, and anywhere in between, Bill Gates, Sarah Blakely. So and I've been an ideal client. So whoever you would like Carla to be, that would be meaningful for you.
Okay, you're Joe Rogan, because that is a bucket list for me to get on his podcast.
Joe Rogan, awesome. I love it. Dr. Amy and Carla, are you up for playing the role of Joe Rogan?
I'll be Joe Rogan. Let's go.
All right, take us in.
All right, so yeah, what am I supposed to do? Just convince you?
Yeah, so I think you have 3 minutes to go from hello to yes with Carla. So Carla will kick it off with hello, this is Carla, and then you guys will take it from there, and you have 3 minutes.
Okay.
Take us in, Carla.
Hey, this is Joe.
Joe, it is amazing to meet you. I think that my friend and colleague Mike has mentioned me to you in my podcast, but I really want to be a guest on your podcast. And I know that you hear that all the freaking time from every single person, but here's why it's going to be good. Because I am 100% no bullshit. And you know that is exactly what your audience wants to hear. So we are going to get in. We're going to squash your Huberman podcast. I mean, that guy is brilliant, but he's a little bit boring, let's face it. And I know you've had Gary Breck on, and he talked a good game, but he got blasted afterwards from a lot of false information that he was spewing. So let's get down and dirty. Let's hit your female audience with what they need to hear and what they want to hear. Right now, your female audience, anywhere between the age of 40 and 60, they're struggling with weight gain, with hair loss, with constipation, with brain fog, low energy, low mood, and they're suffering and nobody's giving them answers. And after the age of 40, there is such thing as thyropause. And this is when your thyroid gland shits the bed after the age of 40 because of your fluctuating hormones. Women need to know this. They need to know that there is an answer. They need to know that there is something that they can do about it. And you have the platform to get this information out to millions. And I have the voice to help you do it. So let's just cut to the chase and do this.
Hey, I really appreciate your energy. You said it was Dr. Amy, did you say?
Yes. Yes,
And you
sir.
said we know each other. Remind me how we know each other. You said Mike?
Yeah, my web creator and one of your best friends has connected us. That's how we're meeting today. And I know he told you a little bit about me, sent you a couple of my podcasts, but now it's really time for us to dig into this and get to know each other a little bit better and discuss how I can serve your audience.
Well, I really, I mean, hey, I just appreciate your no BS approach. I really feel like you're listening for our female audience. So, you know, my ears are open. And what would this look like, Dr. Amy? Would you want to, you know, have a further conversation, or maybe you and I and Mike should get on the line for, you know, I'm super busy, but for you and Mike, I think I could make some time happen. What do you think?
Yeah, let's absolutely do that. And I will break down for you really the amount of women out there right now that are struggling with symptoms that are undiagnosed, that are struggling with low hormones, that their doctors are telling them that the hormones will cause cancer if they start on bioidentical hormone replacement. You know, you've talked about testosterone on here before. I know you're on it. I know Dana White's on it, and it's doing miraculous things for your body. But women, they get the short end of the stick in medicine.
I feel
and
like
they don't get what they need.
It's I won't say over my head, but you've got some expertise. I'd like to hear more. And yeah, let's make that call happen. Thanks, Dr. Amy.
You got it.
Dr. Amy, thank you. As I was sitting here listening, literally moved to tears because what I did not share in my bio that usually shares is I am a 1-year cancer survivor caused by hormones, and so appreciate what you are doing in the world. And my doctor also told me I couldn't do hormone replacement therapy, which I did not listen to. So thank you for what you are doing in the world. And we're going to get to the feedbackers in just a moment. But Paula, fiercely Paula, who would you like Carla to be? Oh, you just muted yourself. You were unmuted.
There we go. Okay, I would like Carla to be the CEO of a hospital that has like a cancer center, treatment center for people with cancer as well as other diseases. And I'm kind of basing this on my own experience. And what I would like to do is try to convince them that although
We'll
they
just
have
hold on to that, and we'll take that in. And so Carla, take us in.
Hello, this is Carla.
Hi, Carla. This is Paula Bruno, and I don't know if you remember meeting me at the party that was last weekend, but we had talked briefly about the autoimmune disease that I have and some of the things that I had gone through. And I wanted to talk to you about starting a program at your cancer center to talk to people that have other autoimmune diseases. Your cancer center does very well dealing with cancer patients, but you really don't have a program to deal with people that have other diseases. And some of those diseases are very rare, such as mine. And when someone is diagnosed with that, they have nowhere to turn. There are not a lot of people that know about them, that have information about them. Doctors often only spend maybe an hour during their training on some of these diseases. And I would like to help the hospital and some of the nurses develop a program where maybe I can help them research and give patients someone to turn to help them with questions they have about insurance and treatments and alternative treatments, not necessarily medications, but alternative treatments. and things that they can turn to help make their lives more comfortable with these diseases, as well as more productive, so that they don't feel that they have to just sit and accept what's been handed to them.
Interesting, Paula. Wow. And I do remember speaking with you, and I do remember your story. I would just ask, when you say alternative treatments, I'd love to hear a little more about what you mean by this. And I know we don't have much time here. But if you have just a second to tell me what you
Sure.
mean a little bit.
Sure. I think there are things such as meditation, massage, kind of journaling, things like that, not necessarily alternative medications and things like that, although those could come into play. But I think sometimes we have to teach the people to reach within themselves to learn, for them to come to terms with their disease, what they have, and kind of pull things out of themselves. And I know with myself, it took a while, and not everybody always knows how to do that, and maybe give them the tools that they can do that, so that they can help themselves with what they need to do to
Wow.
help turn their life back into what they want it to be.
Well, and I know from what you had shared before, you've come through a lot and used a lot of different things in your healing. I would certainly be open to having a conversation. Of course, at the hospital, anything is going to take some time and going to take some discussions. So I would be open to having a longer discussion around this. Should we set that up?
That would be great. That
Okay.
would be great. Could we set something up maybe for next week?
That sounds good.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Paula. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome job, Paula. Heart-centered group, Carla, and phenomenal job, Paula and Dr. Amy. And this is where we get to the feedbackers, otherwise known as judges. And judges, this is the time of the show that we get to give back in the form of feedback. And so it's going to be 30 seconds of feedback for either Dr. Amy or Paula, something that they did great, maybe something that they could do to improve, and then like a little next step. Would that next step be you'd rather go to the hair salon and have your head shaved versus having a longer conversation with Dr. Amy or Paula? I don't think anybody's going to want that today. So maybe the next step is just a little Boca Chocolate at Starbucks with maybe a little pumpkin spice in it right now to have a little bit longer of a conversation. But if that's not enough time, maybe you'd be willing to rent a private room at like Capitol Grill, getting the seafood tower and the nice juicy steak. Unless you're a vegan, of course, maybe you're having salad and French fries. Or if Dr. Amy says that steak isn't good for your thyroid today, maybe you're choosing those salad instead. And you're not going to skip out on dessert, though, because you definitely want to have the longest meeting possible. And if that's still not enough time and you want to know more and you want to have the longest conversation possible, you would be willing to rent a private jet, pick up Paula and Dr. Amy, and of course, Carla, and fly anywhere in the world to have the longest meeting possible, because you can have a very long conversation on an international flight. So let's kick this off with Alice. And Alice, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Dr. Amy?
Well, I must say that Dr. Amy has helped me because I, like you, Bella, I am a cancer survivor. I just celebrated my 5-year anniversary of being done with all my treatments. And Amy was very helpful when I, like Paula, was having issues with getting answers from doctors and having more than a 15-minute consult after a radiation treatment. So I might be a little bit biased because I think Miss Dr. Amy is awesome.
Awesome. And so what's the next steps with Dr. Amy, Alice?
So the only thing I would say is just slow down in the conversation. When you know what you're talking about, talking to somebody that doesn't know, just maybe slow down a little bit so they can absorb it all. And then next steps would be, we would totally get on a jet and go and have some fun.
and Alice, where are we taking that private jet to?
Say probably like the Mediterranean, so we can like hang out on a beach and relax and figure out where we're gonna make things awesome.
Headed to the Mediterranean. Are you up for that, Dr. Amy?
I'm down with that. Let's go, Alice.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go, Lorraine. Lorraine, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Paula?
I'm all new to this. I don't know. I think Paula did a really great job relaying what's on her heart and what her passion is and uh, what she's also looking and needing. I guess I didn't know. I've met a lot of you, but I didn't know that Paula had struggled with an autoimmune disease, and that was really challenging because nobody knows you're suffering most of the time because they can't see it. It's silent. It's um, so yeah. I think she did a great job.
And so, Lorraine, what is the next steps with Paula?
I don't quite know what you mean, what that means.
Yeah, so the next step, like to have a longer conversation, would it be just like a cup of coffee? Would it be a meal? Like, what would be the next steps that you would want to take to get to know Paula a little bit more?
It would be having a coffee, a cup of tea. I don't know, go for a walk. It doesn't always have to be having a tea or a coffee.
Yeah, absolutely. Going for a walk. Beautiful. Love it, Lorraine. And where would you ultimately, what's your favorite place to go on a walk?
Oh, I love the Gorge. It's a place in Erie. It's near in State Barren.
So Paula and Lorraine are going on a walk around the gorge. I love it. Let's make that happen. And how about Lori? How about your 30 seconds of feedback for Dr. Amy?
I have to tell you, just your presence, Dr. Amy, is just empowering. You are a very powerful human being, and you're relatable as well. So it's kind of like you're powerful, but yet you're relatable. And those two things together are just extraordinary. So I thought you did fantastic.
Thank you so much. That's beautiful. Thank you.
Awesome. And Lori, what's the next steps with Dr. Amy?
In terms of like Joe Rogan, what I would do is I would send him something.
Oh, yeah.
I would send him something. I would send him I don't know, just send him a little gift with your name on it so that he doesn't forget you. So
I love that, Dr. I love that, Lori. And how about what your next steps with Dr. Amy would be? Is it like a little mocha chocolate, meal, a walk around the gorge? What would be your next steps?
If I was Joe or if I'm me?
If you're you and you want to get to know Dr. Amy.
Okay, I'm just going to be very, I'm just going to say it out loud. I would love to give you a reading because your energy is like freaking amazing. So
let's do it. Let's connect. All right, I'll do it.
I love it. Next step is reading mediums happening. I love that. That's the first time next step on the Heart of Influence. That would be a little woo for Sean, but I'm definitely into it. This is my group. This is my group. Let's go, Linda. Linda, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Paula?
Paula, I loved what you were saying. You had me hooked by your transformation on what your goals were to talk to the person in charge of the hospital, maybe more than one hospital, maybe dozens of cancer hospitals, to get this important message across. I liked what you were saying about the alternatives, like you mentioned meditation, massage, and journaling, but I'd like to hear more about what else you have in mind, whether it be exercising or supplements to help with autoimmune. It was excellent.
Love that. And Linda, what is your next step with Paula?
I think we may have to jet to Greece.
Oh, I'm in.
Jet to Greece. Linda, I highly recommend it. I just got back from Greece on Friday.
Did you?
Where I spent a week, and it was quite delightful. I highly recommend it. And you want to know a fun fact about Greece? Do you know that the Greek salad does not come with lettuce in Greece? It is just like the cucumbers, the onions, and the tomato and the feta cheese, no lettuce. So I thought that was a very fun fact about the Greek salad in Greece, how it comes. So love that, Linda. And let's go, Penelope. how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Dr. Amy?
All right. So Amy, what I loved was like, you just knew your stuff. Boom, 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 boom. You were like, I got this and I got this. And like, you were very clear. And like next level, what I think would make it even more powerful is if you slow down and like asked more questions. So rather than like, here's my pitch, be like, what are you looking for? What are you interested in? And I'm not sure, like, I mean, Carla wouldn't necessarily know those answers, but in real life, trying to like tap into what they're fired about first, I think would help. And next steps, I'm going to be in Japan. I'm leaving next week. So if you're in Japan, then let's definitely get together for some sushi. But otherwise, I think, you know, I have 2 young autistic kids. So probably like a virtual tea or coffee meetup would be the most doable.
Coffee meetup or sushi in Japan, Penelope. I love it. Thank you for that. And last but not least, let's go, Carla, your 30 seconds of feedback for Paula. Carla for Paula.
Paula, oh, amazing job. And, you know, Bella said it right away after you shared, so, or, you know, after you and I role played, that she could feel that heart-centered energy. I absolutely felt that as well. And you had just a really driving energy forward so that I could feel as the CEO that you were a person of certainty and that I should listen, right? And so I just thought you did a wonderful job. And I would say, wow, between Greece and Japan, well, on the private jet, we could go anywhere, right? So let's do it all.
You do it all. Going to Greece and Japan. I love it. Carla, thank you for that. And Jez's wonderful, wonderful feedback. And this is the time in the show that I usually have the honor and the privilege of putting my co-host on the hot seat in a scenario that he has no idea about because I always like cook them up. But since he's not here, Carla gets the honor and the privilege of putting me on the hot seat in a scenario that I have no idea about. And so, Carla, what would you like to see me do as a Hello to Yes today on your show?
Well, Bella, you truly are the master of coming up with the best scenarios, but I will try to give you a couple of challenges. And one scenario I thought could be kind of fun, maybe Bella role-playing Lori, going from Hello to Yes with Oprah to have Lori give a live reading in front of one of Oprah's live audiences, wherever she may next be. So that would be scenario number 1. And scenario number 2 would be Bella would role play Penelope going from Hello to Yes with Marianne Williamson. And I'm bringing in a lot of powerhouse female leaders because, of course, we are all powerhouse female leaders here. So Marianne Williamson to try, and I know that Penelope has recently interviewed her as well. Maybe Marianne would like to have a conversation with Penelope about cryptocurrency. And those are the 2 scenarios I have for you, Bella. Do you get to pick? I think that's only fair since we're switching all kinds of things up today.
Well, I don't want to be the one that chooses because the whole idea is it's a surprise. So how about everybody holds up in either 1 or 2 if you would like to see Oprah, the role play with Oprah, or number 2, you would like to see the role play with Marianne Williamson.
Love it.
All right, I think we're mostly unanimous for 2, so we will go from Hello to Yes with Marianne Williamson. And Penelope, just give me a, obviously I read your bio. Sounds like you recently introduced her. And what would be the yes that you would seek, because I don't really know anything about cryptocurrency. So if you could give me a couple of lines about cryptocurrency and what you would like to have a longer conversation with Marianne about.
Well, Marianne Williamson, she was running for president of the United States, right? And
I didn't know that.
You know that. Okay, she was running. It's a good campaign too. Like her platform is really good. So I interviewed her about her, her economic policies and her economic Bill of Rights and stuff like that. And I think that there's a lot of like how how deep should the government go into regulating cryptocurrency? Because it's supposed to be this whole thing that's like breaks free from the current systems and all of this. So I think she might be interested in talking about it. So I think what could be cool is to talk about it as, what role could cryptocurrency play in someone's investment portfolio? Like, is it safe, or how to do it safely?
Okay.
So I think it would be just like having a conversation where she could ask me questions about it.
Okay, got it. And Carla, who do you want to play the role of Marianne Williamson?
Let's go Lori if she's up for it. And
Lori, are you up for playing that role? And just keep in mind, I may make up a couple of things or two since I know nothing about cryptocurrency, but we'll roll with it. Lori, are you up for that?
I am, but I know nothing about cryptocurrency either.
Perfect. Perfect. Even makes it better. So, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this Marianne Williamson?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Marianne. This is Penelope. Our team scheduled a 3-minute conversation today. Is now still a good time?
Absolutely. Let's chat.
Awesome. Well, Marianne, I know, we've interviewed, once before, but let me ask you, what made you take this conversation today? You're, busy woman, you have a lot on your plate. We've already met once before. What made you take this conversation today?
I think I'd like to learn more about what it is that the information that you can offer.
Oh, well, thank you for that. And, I want to acknowledge, a few years ago, you were running for president, had an incredible campaign, and you thought really long and hard about the economic development of our country and the economics of our country. And I remember that being very passionate on your heart. Is that something that you are still passionate about, and why?
Absolutely. I am interested in what can be advantageous and empowering to the people of the United States.
I hear you on that. I know your whole life and mission has been about empowering humanity, and I so respect that about you. And what is your level of understanding about cryptocurrency, how that affects our economy, or not?
I'm not familiar with it at all, which is why this is a great conversation.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I have been studying, cryptocurrency for the past 15 years, 10 to 15 years, and pride myself on not just being someone who like dabbles in it, but someone who is a master of cryptocurrency and how that affects not only our economics as a whole, but our economics as women, our economics in the world today. And, you are someone that I remember from your campaign is so passionate about that economics. And so I was wondering, would it be of interest to you or not for us to have even a longer conversation about the, cryptocurrency, how it impacts our economy, what you personally could be a voice of cryptocurrency in our economy could be, and possibly change the way men and women think about it and impact our economy in that way. Is that something that would resonate with you or not?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. And should I set that up with your team, or is that something that we set up together?
You can call my assistant.
Awesome. Great job, Lori. Penelope, how did I do as you, knowing really nothing about cryptocurrency, but getting a meeting with Marianne Williamson nonetheless? How was that for you?
You did amazing. And I think that you did what I was like, what I had in mind of the like asking more questions and responding and, kind of bringing them forward. Yeah, awesome job. Very masterful.
Well, thank you. You can get to any yes. I have learned by asking questions and learned that through the prism of this formula for sure. And so, Penelope, how was your time today on Carla's Heart of Influence?
It was fun. I didn't know anybody here before, so it was really great to see other powerhouse female leaders and learn a little bit about what you do and feel your energy.
Beautiful. Thank you for that, Penelope. And before I forget, as we're going around for final is, this show is about connecting with each other. So make sure you drop your, information in the chat, how you prefer to connect. If you got, social media handles or anything like that, definitely drop your information in the chat. Carla will also be sending out an email to everyone, but definitely connect with each other. And let's go back to Lori. So Lori, thank you for jumping into that role play seat as Marianne Williamson, also knowing nothing about cryptocurrency. And how was your experience today on Carla's Heart of Influence?
Oh, it was fun. I love doing new things and just, meeting new people. I love meeting new people. So this was a lot of fun. So thank you for having me.
Beautiful. Thank you for being here, Lori. And let's go, Linda. Linda, thank you for jumping into that judge seat. Also, beautiful feedback to our participants. And how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence today?
It was very interesting, very good. It was a very good networking measure to role play, and didn't expect that, and to learn about each other in that manner. It was fun. It was fun and light, and a good way to meet each other.
Beautiful. Thank you for that, Linda. Welcome. And let's go our four-time skydiving adventurer, Alice. Thank you for being here. Thank you for kicking us off into the judge seat. And how was your time on Carla's Heart of Influence?
I really enjoyed it. I was excited to be a part of it, and it's good to see some familiar faces too. And it was kind of fun with the role playing, thinking of the perspective of a potential client or somebody that you want to do work with. So it's kind of nice to have that view.
Well, thank you for that, and great job, Alice. And let's go, Dr. Amy, kicking us off into the participant seat, which is definitely not it is probably the hardest role of the entire show, but phenomenal job. Definitely hit the ground running, had massive amounts of certainty. And how was your time with us on Carla's Heart of Influence?
Oh, fantastic. I think whenever you're in a space with other powerful women, especially, entrepreneur minded, type A driven, it fills you up. You need that connection to people like you, because we're out there in the world with people not like us and that don't get us. So it's really nice to be in a space where people get you.
Absolutely. 100%. And Carla, you did a phenomenal job at definitely bringing women together that would get each other. So great job. Let's go, Lorraine. Thank you for being in that judges seats. I think this was probably easier than rock climbing. And how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
It was great. It was really neat to get to know different information from all of these wonderful powerhouse women, and to connect on a different level and have some fun and role play in a different way than I'm used to. So it was awesome. Thank you for the opportunity.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here. And last but not least, we get to our co-producer, Paula, also in that participant seat. Congratulations on overcoming, your journey and all the things that you've overcome to be the woman that you are today. And how was your time with us on Carla's Heart of Influence?
This was absolutely wonderful to meet other women, especially from the Erie area for the most part, that have done such wonderful things and are so powerful. It's been a blessing for me. I couldn't have asked for a better way to spend the last hour of my workday.
Oh,
this was great.
Oh, I love that, Paula. So happy to hear that. Thank you for being here. And Carla, phenomenal job stepping into the co-host seat today. Thank you for that. And any final on your show today?
Oh, my pleasure and my honor, Bella. And just want to say this was an incredible hour spent together, and always with you, Bella, and of course with Sean, and our thoughts and love and prayers are with him, thinking of Sean. And you did an amazing job, phenomenal job, playing the role of two hosts on one show. And so your energy is always just so inspiring, Bella, and your masterful facilitation, all of it. So thank you always for the inspiration, especially today. And to all of our beautiful, heart-centered, powerhouse female leader guests today, just wow, I'm blown away by what you all do and by the brave participants and the thoughtful, intentional feedbackers and just all the different roles that you played, whether you knew you were going to or not. Just a wonderful job. Let's take that energy and intention for up-leveling our influence and our heart-centeredness out into the world, and let's do beautiful things with it. Thank you all so much. Congrats for being here.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Carla. Also, phenomenal job at being in that co-host seat today. And, you are a woman of achievement. I mean, #1, Inc. 500, incredible achievements. So if you've not connected with Carla, definitely do that because you have no idea where that conversation can go. Connect with each other because that's why you're here. And as our gift, Unblinded, we put some gifts in the chat for you. The first is our group influence book. In that book is Sean created a formula, 4 energies, 4 steps, 12 indispensable elements of how to go from hello to yes. Everything that I did in that hello to yes scenario is in that book. So definitely download that. And then we have every Wednesday, we have a huddle where everybody that's been on the Heart of Influence, we do 3 shows a day, come together and meet each other. So you're welcome to join us for that on Wednesday mornings at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also have a webinar. If anybody has ever heard, which I'm sure you ladies have, being in the spaces that you're in, Allison Armstrong, she is the author of The Queen's Code. She is a relationship expert, understanding men. We have a Men, Women, and Wealth webinar coming up. So that link is also in the chat. And last but not least, we do offer a business acceleration session. That's just a session with one of our teammates that will actualize how you build relationships with the folks that are on here and what possibly you could do more together, not only with Carla, with everyone here. We don't sell anything on that. It really is like, okay, what could I do with Penelope? What could I do with Laura? Like that person helps facilitate these conversations and what you could do with Carla. So those are our gifts for you for being on the show. Thank you all for taking the hour out of your day to be with us again, Carla. Phenomenal job. And we end every show by saying, although Sean may be physically blind, sometimes we're all blind to the opportunities right in front of us and just